let me tell you, it's very hard to come after the first two speakers. Definitely to come after Eddie. So where's Eddie? Somebody even gave me the advice, you have to wear an orange shirt. So I'm gonna stick with this. So I got a problem. And somebody told me that more than 10 years ago. My problem is I'm an engineer. That's a big problem. So I was working for a chemical company more than 10 years ago, and I got this new boss coming from BASF. BASF, big chemical company, the chemical company in the world. And he came over, became my boss at this Belgian-based chemical company. He said, Frederik, after talking to you now for a few weeks and seeing you on the job, you're a bright guy. And you're hardworking. But you got one basic problem. You are and you will always be an engineer. So I say, yeah, okay, I'm in marketing and sales for you, but let me try to still make it work. So I strongly believe that Showpad and Showpad's product and sales enablement has a fantastic future. And the reason why that is I've seen so many digital transformations and commercial transformations fail because it's pushed from the organization into the sales community to the customers. And that's the wrong way around. So Showpad can help you to put, and last year, I think we made a video, I'm not sure whether it's still on your site. I said, Showpad is the carrot in your commercial transformation. Like the color of Eddie's shirt, yeah, so those are carrots. Okay, so that's me. So Ellen from the team here made this presentation, and I asked her, please put in some pictures. I really love the pictures. I will talk more about the pictures than about the content. So I think, and many of my clients, and most of my clients are big corporations, ExxonMobil, BASF, those kind of companies. But they mostly look like this, right? So people in sales and marketing are looking at, okay, the processes, structures, these are my products, I need to push them into the market, but they're not focused on the customers. They're not focused on the employee experience, on the customer experience. And actually, that is the key. Who of you is in a digital transformation right now in his company? Okay. Who of you thinks this digital transformation is succeeding in his company? Okay, I'm going to come back to you and ask you the question, what is the key thing? Who of you is practicing design thinking? Okay, all right. So concepts like design thinking, so working really with your customers, employees, distributors, to develop, design the concepts as they want it, not the way you think they want it, is crucial. And it's transformational. And it makes sure that in the end, hopefully, your organization doesn't look like this anymore. Right? So you really want to engage and involve your employees and customers with you. And sales is an art, right? So that has been an adage for many, many years. Well, actually, in the current world, in the digital age, sales is a science more than ever before. Because you've got data, you've got analytics, you've got content, you can actually track and trace which content is being consumed where. You can push and pull this content back into your systems. So it it's much more a science than an art. And this makes me happy, because as an engineer, I'm more into science than into art. Now, customer journeys and engagement. Over 2/3 of the time that your customers are spending with you is offline and not talking to your channels, not talking to your salespeople. So actually, by the time they engage with you, they've already consumed a lot of information. They've checked out blogs, sites, peer reviews. And if you don't engage there, you will be engaged, or somebody else will engage on your behalf. So what you want to avoid is that your sales cycle and your deals look like this. So this is the game of rock, paper, scissors, right? So you don't know what's going to come, right? Now, when you engage early enough, when you make sure that the content that your salespeople using Showpad is aligned with the content that is on the social channels and on your sites, and from a customer experience perspective, this customer thinks like, yeah, this is aligned, then you will avoid your sales to look like this game. Does that make sense? Falling asleep? I talk very slowly. More slowly than some of the other speakers. So I hope it helps in you consuming the content that I bring to you. So I'll give you 12 strategies and maybe tactics. And I like lists. My wife gives me lists as well, so that's easy, right? So I give you 12 things on your list to check whether this is what you're doing. And I can guarantee you, if you do those 12 things and you combine it with your Showpad adoption program, it's going to improve. Okay? All right, good. So we'll talk about, and every consultant needs to have a matrix, right? Oh, yeah. 2 axes. Okay. So I also have a matrix. Yeah. Okay. So go to market. Don't you just love this picture? Know where the value is. Where is the value in the mandarin? It's inside. So yeah, it's like Christopher Columbus started eating potatoes. You don't want to start eating it with. So you have to go inside of your market. You have to know the segments. What is the value of each segment? And segmentation has been around for decades. Well, you know what? In the current age, you can actually start doing things like dynamic segmentation, micro-segmentation. All of that data technology is available. But you have to just start doing it. It also relates to digital transformation. Digital transformation is not thinking very long and hard and making strategy studies. It's more about actually starting to do it. Start small, think big, but start small and then scale up. So if you're not really doing things like dynamic segmentation, look into it. It will prove to be valuable. Strategy number 2. Look at online to offline and how your people and customers are working with you on mobile devices, on the sites, and make sure that there's alignment there. The big adoption of, and the big move on digital transformation has been driven over the past years by mobile devices. And the fact that sensors have become so cheap. Data transfer has become so cheap. So look at the mobile opportunity, and there's still quite a few of my clients who have applications that run on the laptops, but not on mobile devices. Look at mobile. Make sure that people can consume data content on mobile. Strategy number 3. Actively manage your customer portfolio. Probably all of you have strategic accounts, priority accounts, but very often that is pretty static portfolio management. You have to make it dynamic, right? So the most high-performing organization, they actually have algorithms looking at portfolio management, right? So actually, this client has been growing by X, and there's a pipeline of Y, and the algorithm says this is a high-priority client, and the high-priority client means that we maybe need to shift it from one channel into another. So look at your portfolio management. And for those clients, do you know what is their share of wallet? Do you know what kind of offerings are associated to those different segments? Because for many of my clients, it's still very static. Make it dynamic. Strategy number 4, which sits into organization. Build the multi-channel sales organization. Why do people buy from you? Why do people buy from your company, Jason? I'll give you the mic. I saw that you were nearly falling asleep. Why do people buy from Showpad?
Because we're authentic, good-natured ass kickers, obviously.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. You have to engage with your customer in the way he wants to buy from you. And that's very much aligned with what Showpad does, right? So you need to engage with him. So it's not about a product push and focusing on your customer. No, it's about focusing on his buying journey, right? And that's something else. And actually, when you focus on that, he will teach you things that you didn't know before. And why a customer also buys from you and not from your competitor is because in this engagement, you will teach him something that he didn't know before. So customers buy from you because they get smarter. And good sales enablement practices also make your people and your customers smarter. Again, so happy to be an engineer. So more science than art. Again, love this picture. If you're in sales, you want to be Zen. Instead, what do you get? Please report on your top deals, on your quarterly forecasts. Where are you on reaching your quotas? Salespeople are simple people. And the best salespeople are very simple people because they're just focused on one thing, which is my top priority clients, my key deals, my key leads, and how to make sure that I work on that funnel and make the organization work for you. Because actually, what is the best way to sell a deal is to stop selling. Just stop selling. The more you push, the more your customer will say, I don't want it. You're pushing too hard. So you have to create that frictionless consumption and engagement with your customer. Get that. So you all go home now and you go to your teams and you say, stop selling! So, oh, the guy went to a sales conference. But it's important. So Strategy number 6. Structure your sales organization around the value targets and the value segments. Who of you has people in his organization with a job title Rainmaker? Nobody has. Who knows what I'm talking about? Yeah. So Rainmakers are the kind of people who can create sizable opportunities and close sizable deals in white spot blue ocean fields. Those people have totally different mindsets and behaviors than key account managers. Key account managers in the industry that I work in are crucial because 80–90% of the deals of my clients are with long-standing relationships. But if you give those key account managers a Rainmaker segment, they're going to be awful at it because they're going to practice, they're going to execute on tactics that do not work for that segment. So align your sales organization to the value segments that you have defined. And by doing that, don't forget that actually, because the key account managers and the Rainmakers are like the big boys who do the big deals, but actually, some of your other channels and capabilities in your organization are as important and potentially even more important. Because what is the most differentiating asset you have in your organization is a seamless customer experience. And it's not the egos of the Rainmakers and the key account managers that makes that seamless customer experience. It's actually it's the back office, front office, sales enablement teams, is the customer service department. So making sure that those people are well equipped is crucial. It's probably even more important than some of the other roles. Strategy number 7, insight-based selling. One of my clients started a project, what is it now, 1 year ago, and it was a customer insight project. And I thought that was interesting because actually they were doing a CRM project. So in the end, we implemented Salesforce. But it was a customer insight project. So the key thing here is the client really wants to enable the organization to develop much better customer insight. And then from a technology perspective, okay, we're doing CRM, but CRM is not about, it's about developing customer insights. And into the platform, we're enabling this with analytics and Einstein and all of the nice things, but it's about creating the insight into customers. Strategy number 8. Align pay with your strategy. And obviously it's clear, right? So you do need to pay based on targets achieved, based on quota, based on performance, budgets, etc., etc. But actually the high-performing organizations that we see also complement these metrics and targets with much more qualitative perspectives and behaviors. So things like, what are you doing in terms of diversity in your organization? What is your social responsiveness? How much time do you spend on education? So it's not just pay based on the hard metrics. The soft metrics are important and probably even more, getting more important day by day. Strategy number 9. Build a high-performance sales culture. culture for me is something outcome driven, so it's something you get at the end of hard work. But those companies with the highest performance truly have a high performing sales culture. Now, culture is a culmination of a lot of work you do in process, in change, in systems, etc. But a commercial excellence program without an element of sales culture and high-performing sales culture is flawed. So culture is key. Strategy number 10, social. Obviously, your salespeople are selling, but everybody in the organization is selling. Whether it's operations, whether it's marketing, service, supply chain, everybody's in a commercial role. Because it's all out there, right? So whether you push and pull stuff on social, whether you engage on communities, on platforms. So making sure that the whole organization is selling with you and is pushing and pulling that content and consumed over Showpad or others. So social is a big driver of engaging the entire organization. Strategy number 11, turn big data into big insights. Most of my clients, they have terabytes of data, and they don't do anything with it. Applying algorithms, starting to work with data analytics, statisticians in a whole new way, and leveraging that data can enable you to get entirely new customer insights. One of my clients has been working on next best action and which kind of products would my customer be interested in based on your customer profile. So the same thing is when my wife is looking on H&M online, okay, people like you have also bought this. In a B context, it's super valuable, and it's based on data, right? So turning that data into insights is crucial. Huge opportunity, and it's probably the easiest opportunity to start working in. So analytics, crucial. Strategy number 12. Now, with everything that we've said, that is great. But it's not going to get you anywhere where if people just do their own thing, right? It's going to be more seamless, it's going to be more agile, it's going to be more flexible, etc. But in the end, it's about making sure that you have a sales factory, right? Where you do monitor your key deals, your key accounts, the progress, interactivity, leverage all the analytics, and make actually your sales organization as a machine. And some of the companies that I work with, they're really commercial machines, and they're practicing all of the tactics that I just gave you. So with that, let me just briefly give you a recap. Know where the value is, exploit digital and mobile opportunity, actively manage your customer portfolio, build the integrated multi-channel selling organization, allow sales staff to spend time selling, be zen, structure your sales organization around delivering value, make sure that you generate customer insight and not just a boring CRM program. Align pay with your strategy. Build a high-performance sales culture. capture the opportunity of social, turn big data into big insights, and build a sales factor. Thank you.